Greetings, blade lovers. OG Blades review, Blade reviews. With you once again. Yep, I've been getting some interesting things in lately, and not the least of which was what I call a battle box from my good friend and knife maker and designer Dirk Pinkerton. This is something that is just coming out and should be available about a month from now. He is going to have some samples available at Blade Show in Atlanta in early June. So if you head on down there and stop by his table, you can see these. What is it? Well, it is a Wharncliffe from Dirk Pinkerton. Are you kidding? Yeah, I am kidding, because Dirk, it's one of his favorite types of knife design, and it is the Wharncliffe blade. This one being called the Siafu, not Sifu like Chinese martial arts, but Siafu, Siafu. It's an African driver ant, apparently. He really likes his historic and traditional names, whether it's a historic weapon or an animal or some insect creature that you've never heard of. And apparently these driver ants get together in the millions and go through the jungle, and they can take over whole large animals. They're very ferocious, and as the name indicates, they are driven. As much as I know, but you can look it up. This particular sample, and he had a bunch of early samples that he'll have more of these with different blade materials and colors at the show. And again, you can anticipate that dealers will have these about a month from now, is what he tells me. This is a Tenable knife. So Tenable being the budget version or division of concept knives, this is probably going to be well within the budget realm. I know that I can't promise you what the price is going to be, but I know that Tenable's been turning out knives from like the $40 range up to like the $60 range. So I anticipate this shouldn't be too far out from that. It is out of Nitro V. It's not marked on the blade yet, but it will be Nitro V according to Dirk. And there is Dirk's logo. There is the name of the blade, Siafu. And there is Tenable's logo. This one being in a dark stonewash finish out of Nitro V. And Nitro V is a perfect steel to have for this knife, because it is highly stain resistant. Some people prefer 14C, some people prefer Nitro V. I know a lot of custom knife makers are preferring Nitro V these days, as well as places like RMJ Tactical down in the Chattanooga, Tennessee area is working with this steel a lot. And some of their several $100 knives. So got a good steel going here. And I think if for any reason it isn't Nitro V, it'll certainly be at least 14C. Some conjecture at this point, because final arrangements do need to be made with the manufacturer between them and the designer. But I had a custom prototype of this, if you look back through my reviews, about maybe a month or so ago. I did a review on the custom version, which is pretty much identical to this one, although I don't have it with me still. That went back to Dirk. This has some really excellent long run of jimping. The perfect thing about this handle, and I don't know how he did it because it looks so simple, right? It just fits right in the palm of your hand. Small knife. We're going to get the measurements in a bit. And some people, when I show this up on as a short on YouTube and maybe Instagram, are saying, well, If it was just a little longer, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I gotcha. I mean, it's like mama beer, papa beer, baby beer. You need to get it just right for you, I know. But it depends upon the use. So here we have a very small knife that can drop in the pocket. We got a push off here that very easily, I always end up shooting the sheath off the end of the table, uh, comes off very easily. This sheath is a custom by Dirk because the production sheaths weren't ready yet. But the production sheath, he tells me, will be pretty much exactly like this. Pretty much exactly. Well, you get my point. You can hang this from the neck with a cord. You can put a ulti clip, a DCC clip on here. You can put a belt loop strap, whatever you prefer. And while the original had rounded handles, this has some very flat handles. So this is going to carry really, really compact, whether it's inside the waistband, in your pocket, up your sleeve, whatever. But I would say it's the perfect little tactical defensive knife or a really nice utility knife that could sub for a lot of things you might use a utility knife for, right? With the throwaway blades. Here you've got one with a permanent blade that you can continually resharpen. And there is a fairly fine point. Um, Whether or not the final ones will be that fine or not, I don't know. But given the blade stock and the flat grind, I think it's just about right. I mean, a lot of people really do love the Spyderco knife there, a Yojimbo, that was designed by Michael Janich. And I would say this point's got a little more meat than the Yojimbo. So there you go. I said we'd measure it, so let's measure it. 5 3/4 inches overall. Wow. And 2 3/4 inch long blade with a cutting edge of about 2 1/4, and a nice little sharpening choil there. And depending upon how much you sharpen it, and again, this could slightly change. They could give us a deeper choil, a lot of different things, but that's how it is with early production and prototypes for knives. What else are we going to do here? Well, we got the lengths of the blade. We got the length overall. In inches, the handle is 0.44, plenty slim. And 0.12 on the blade stock. We go to the blade stock in millimeters, 3.2, a little thicker than I thought. And 11.2 millimeters on the handle thickness. Weight, I'll give you the weight with and without the sheath. The sheath is like nothing weight-wise. And we're going to go around and around 2 grams. In grams, you got 79.79. Play that number. And we've got 2.8 ounces. If we add the sheath on here, we've got 3.5, 3.5 ounces versus 2.8. So pick up 0.7 ounces. Feels like it's no weight at all. Turn that light back on. I'm going to show you some other Dirk Pinkerton Wharncliffe blades, since that's his niche amongst many other things. There is the Main Street by Concept, the parent company of Tenable. This one has gotten so much mileage. The Main Street's been out for years. They now have a mini Main Street, and Concept is doing the Main Street and the mini Main Street in lots of different handle treatments. You can get them really, really fancy, or you can get them a little more plain. This one is in 154 cm. I think that's the mainstay for the Main Street with Concept. And it has a dark acrylic, almost like a dark Ultim handle. You can just barely see through there. There's the weight lightning. And there you can even see the Omega spring, and these do come with extra Omega springs. What else have we got? Well, I have some customs. You'll cringe. They cost more, but this one is the Urban Nomad, a custom I got from Dirk a while back. And this one's in Magna Cut. And here we have, really getting the folder out of the way, we got pretty much a longer version, like a stretch version of the Siafu, with a way different handle, still exceedingly comfortable. You can hold it back here, relatively short handle to the blade length, whereas here we've got a relatively long handle to a short blade length. Full tang on this, really nice multicolored camo and black G10. And yeah, you can get your thumb way out there, although there's no jimping on this particular one. When you order a custom knife from Dirk, you can have him make it any way you like. Jimping, no jimping, what have you. Now here's another ant. This is the Fire Ant by Dirk Pinkerton Customs. And forget what this, I think the steel name is hidden underneath. Could be Magna Cut. I'm kind of thinking it is Magna Cut. This was a custom in that I asked him to make it exactly this way with the rock pattern. This is that Rich Light, I believe. Yep, it's Rich Light with some very subtle little lines in there. Really, really nice. Larger torque screws. You can take the handles off. Same deal here. We've got jimping on this one, as you can see. I think I requested that. I like a place for my thumb. And this is a tri-edge, three-edged Wharncliffe with, again, a thin point. But no matter how you hold this, you could also call this a reverse tanto. And look at that. It actually could be with an edge there, but a top edge. So it works very well in the Pical position, exceedingly well, because when you pull back, you're ripping, you're cutting. But there are some Wharncliffe variants to compare with the Siafu. And finally, let's put this back in the sheath, because this guy loves to cut. Loves to cut really well. There we go, got the right sheath. Some of these odd-shaped blades, they don't always jump back into the sheath, but hey, it's important to get the knife out of the sheath quickly, not back into the sheath quickly. Let's see if I got some paper off to the side here, and if I don't, I will grab some right now. Back in a flash. Miracle of video editing. What do we got? Laser. When you've got a Pinkerton Wharncliffe style blade and it's this sharp, you just have dynamite in the pocket, basically. Unreal. I think Dirk said he did some cutting tests with this before he sent it to me, and it just went through some polyethylene rope, poly rope, like a laser. And same thing here with the paper. Well, expect these soon. If you're interested, those of you that love the Pinkerton Wharncliffes, Tenable, budget level, and available to touch and see at the Blade Show in Atlanta. I think it's June 6th through 8th, 2025. And at your dealers, probably about 3 weeks or so after that. Be well, take care, and click on my logo here if you haven't subscribed, and you can be notified every time a video drops. Be well, stay safe, take care. Thanks for joining me.